Hey, Miguel Dorati back here in the IBOP vaults, and we're going to get you with our Talk and Shoot UFC video blogs. We got the UFC in Brazil, in Fortaleza, Brazil, at the UFC Fight Night 106. 12-fight card, the odds all the way through. Obviously a lot of Brazilian talent on the card. I'm going to take you through the odds, and then we'll talk about the main event. The main event, 5 rounds in the middleweight division between Vitor Belfort and KELVIN Gastelum. I guess Belfort is the longest tenured UFC guy around, right? I mean, he must be. I don't think there's anybody active from the 90s anymore besides Vitor, so we'll get to that. Anyway, let's kick off here. Middleweight, 3-round action. These are all going to be 3-rounders. Middleweight action. Gareth McClellan, underdog, plus 225. He's facing Paulo Henrique Costa. Costa paying back at minus 265. The over-under is 1.5 with the over, plus 130, and the under, minus 150. Featherweight action, RANI, Jason, and Jeremy Kennedy, straight up, minus 110 for both guys. Over-under 2.5. Over is minus 140. The under is at plus 110. Those 2 fights you can see on the UFC's Fight Pass, their network, and the rest of them on the card you're going to see on the Fox Sports 1 channel. So here we go with the Fox Sports 1 card. Lightweight action, Josh Berkman, the World Series of Fighting runaway, I guess you want to call him. He's an underdog at plus 205, taking on Michael PRAZERES. PRAZERES minus 245. Over-under is 2.5 with the over at minus 225 and the under at plus 185. Bantamweight, you got Joe Soto plus 140, taking on RANI YAHYA minus 160, couple of veterans. Over-under 2.5 with the over minus 265 and the under plus 225. Soto, you kind of want the guy to get his career on track. He started out fighting TJ Dillashaw and, making a game effort of it on short notice. And YAHYA has been around for a long time. I remember YAHYA as a young kid coming up, and, he's not a kid anymore. But here they are in the bantamweight division. So, moving on, we got welterweight, Sergio Moraes, minus 220 favorite, taking on Davi Ramos, plus 180 for Ramos. Over-under is 2.5 with the over, minus 165, and the under plus 145. Lightweight, you got Francisco Trinaldo taking on Kevin Lee. Lee, the foreigner, fighting on, the opponent's soil. He's the favorite at minus 155. Trinaldo paying back at plus 135. Over-under is 2.5 with the over at minus 185, and the under at plus 160. Welterweight, Alex Oliveira plus 220 as he takes on Tim Means. Means another foreigner being favored on Brazilian soil there, minus 260 for his comeback. Over-under is 1.5 with the over at minus 150 and the under paying at plus 130. We're getting deep into the main events now. Bantamweight ladies action, Beth Correa plus 110 taking on MARION RENEAU. RENEAU minus 130 on the payback. Over-under is 2.5 with the over at minus 260 and the under plus 220. Flyweights, Jussier Formiga favored minus 130 taking on Ray Borg. Borg paying back plus 110. Nice tight line on that one. Over-under is 2.5 with the over at minus 255 and the under plus 215. Long card, huh? We're going to do all this UFC in one blog for you instead of breaking it up like we usually do. So here we go. Final 3 fights. Light heavyweight action. We got Gian Villante taking out Mauricio Rua. Rua, a shadow of his former self. Favored at minus 140. Villante paying back at plus 120. Over-under is 1.5. with the over at minus 160 and the under at plus 140. Lightweight action, you got Beneil Dariush paying back at plus 150 as he takes on Edson Barboza. Barboza minus 170. Over-under is 2.5 with the over minus 190 and the under plus 165. And the main event, 5 rounds, middleweight. Belfort is paying back at plus 325, the underdog. KELVIN Gastelum minus 400 to escape there. We'll talk a little bit about this fight. Over-under is 1.5 with the over plus 145 and the under minus 165. Bottom line is Gastelum is one of those guys, he does have to answer questions at middleweight. He's struggled mightily to make welterweight, and he's just not going to be able to do it in a healthy fashion. It's just been consistent over the course of time, so he moves up. Belfort is at the end of his career. After coming off the TRT therapies that were vogue a few years back, Belfort hasn't been as good or as sharp as he was before that. And Gastelum, if anything, is a guy who's still young and in his prime and sharp. So he should come in and take Belfort out. That's what's expected. I guess you got to give Vitor the puncher's chance. And Gastelum's a little bit of a small middleweight, I think. I think he's a stocky guy, and that's what, led him to want to fight at welterweight, is that he's going to be a small, stocky middleweight, so we'll see how the physical matchup goes down at the weigh-ins. Weigh-ins are later tonight. Those are the odds for UFC Fight Night 106, Saturday, March 11th. I'm Miguel Dorati. We've been talking shoot, and we'll catch you after the fights.